Welcome to the WHHI Daily News. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. Let's begin with today's news headlines. More than 2 years after the incident, 21-year-old Jimmy Green has pleaded guilty in the murder of former Bluffton High School student, football star DJ Fields. Green was sentenced to 40 years in prison without parole. In an emotional courtroom scene, Fields' father pleaded for a harsh sentence for the killers of Fields, who was shot in a case of mistaken identity in a car in March of 2021, just 2 months before his high school graduation. Now, the other triggerman in the shootings, 20-year-old Ty Cheneyfield, still awaits trial. Well, the third Hardeeville resident to be killed by a train traveling through the town in the last 7 months has been identified as 42-year-old Romero Bedillo. Authorities believe the incident overnight Sunday morning was an accident. 43-year-old Jason Brown was struck and killed by a train at the same spot just a month ago. Well, it's not easy getting overwhelmed by the opening of an industrial park in Bluffton unless you're one of the 150 people who will have new jobs in the Myrtle Park Business Suites located between Target and the Beaufort County Administrative Center. 90% of the 60,000 square feet of the space in the park has already been leased. Well, a Mount Pleasant lawyer is the second Democrat to announce he's going to run for Nancy Mace's 1st District congressional seat. 34-year-old Mac Beaufort has never held political office before. He's a Citadel grad who has recently done some legal work for the towns of Mount Pleasant and Hilton Head Island. His priorities include affordable housing, what he calls common sense gun control legislation, like universal background checks and red flag laws. And he joins Robert Small's grandson, Michael B. Moore, in announcing his candidacy for the Democratic nomination. If you have a fair-skinned child, you supposedly have to have a parental note to send sunscreen with your child to school. It's a federal law that our state legislature is changing and sending to Governor McMaster's desk. It will allow students to possess and use non-aerosol sunscreens that have fallen into the same category as other over-the-counter drugs. The state would join about half the other states to allow sunscreen without a doctor's note or a prescription. And finally, we and millions of others know where South Carolina's most popular beaches are located, but the website FamilyDestinationsGuide.com is now trying to blow the lid off the more secret beaches to explore. 4 South Carolina beaches were named in the top 100, including Kiowa Island, Harbor Island outside of Beaufort, Defusky Island, and Edisto Island. Now, 3 of the 4 top secret beaches are in Hawaii. 3 of the top 10 are in Florida. For more information on these stories and many more, please check out the media sources listed on your screen. And remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at WHHITV.com. And if you have a news tip, a great story idea, someone you'd like us to interview for the news, or even a cool weather photo, well, you can just email that to us at news@WHHITV.com. And now let's get an update on sports with Justin Jarrett. Justin?
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by Loco Sports. It was an epic night for the Beaufort Eagles, and we'll start with the biggest prize captured on a night that won't soon be forgotten. Jack Troutman found the back of the net with the equalizer in the waning minutes of regulation, and keeper Nigel Bell came up big in a penalty shootout to send Beaufort's boys soccer team to the Class 3A state championship on Saturday. They weren't the only Beaufort team celebrating either. The baseball team ended the evening in a dogpile after Mason Connelly bounced a 2-run single through a drawn-in infield to give the Eagles a 7-6 walk-off win over Gilbert and send them through to the lower state bracket beginning Thursday. The softball team also staged a thrilling rally, scoring 4 runs in the 6th inning before Kylie Rast closed the door on a 6-4 victory over Waccamaw. The Eagles will have to win twice at Marlboro County on Wednesday to advance to lower state. But that's still not all they had to celebrate on the Isle of Ladies, because the boys golf team also brought home the Class 3A lower state title, carding a 313 with Simon McAllister leading the way with a 1-over-par 73. The Bluffton Bobcats qualified in Class 4A along with Hilton Head's Thomas Ford and May River's Landry Williams, The Skiza girls soccer playoffs kicked off last night, and Hilton Head Prep, John Paul II, Hilton Head Christian Academy, and Patrick Henry each won their openers. Patrick Henry baseball also took Game 1 from Dorchester Academy, winning 6-2 behind another complete game from Charlie Sauls. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Great report, Justin, as always. Maria, how about the weather? It's really been nice.
Thanks, Robyn. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we're going to have some really nice weather throughout the rest of the week with a little bit of rain. Taking a look at Wednesday, it's going to be partly cloudy and then breezy in the afternoon. Hillnet's going to have a high of 77, a low of 69. Bluffton's going to have a high of 80, a low of 68. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 80 and a low of 67. The sunrise for Wednesday is going to be at 6:29 and sunset's going to be at 8:10. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 8:50 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 1:41 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, a little bit into the weekend. Thursday, it's going to be breezy in the morning, but then partly cloudy throughout the rest of the day. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s. Come Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. And then come Saturday, it's just going to be sunny with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. That's it for today. Let's head back to the desk.
Coming up after the break, Carlton Dallas will join us. He's our business reporter for an update.